Hi, this is Jim Mann with Homestyle Southern Cooking. It's so nice to be back with you again today. Thanks for having me in. And I've got another wonderful cake mix for you. We're going to make another pound cake. We've made a regular pound cake, which is, I think, is the best in the world. It's one of our videos called Muz's Pound Cake. And we made a cream cheese pound cake. But we're going to make a pineapple pound cake, because I live in the tropics and pineapple is so available, and also bananas. So today we're going to make a pineapple pound cake. So we're going to start off, first of all, is I've got 3 sticks of butter. Let me get a spoon here. I've got 3 sticks of butter. And let me tell you that all my ingredients are at room temperature. The eggs, the milk, everything's at room temperature. So I'm going to start off adding my 3 sticks of butter. As I tell you, everything's at room temperature. And because it's hotter all the time, everything's melted. Okay, got that at room temperature. I'm going to put my mixer blade on here. And I'll put this in here, and I'm just going to mix this up just a little bit. Okay, now I want you to notice that this butter is yellow, okay, which butter should be yellow. I've got 3 cups of sugar that I'm going to add to this butter. This is a very important ingredient for pound cakes. I'm going to mix this for about 5 or 6 minutes non-stop. The reason why, because I want to get this butter and this sugar really well mixed together, so you don't have the gritty taste of the sugar. So when we come back, I want you to remember that was yellow. It's going to be more of a white color. So let me turn this on, let this blend for about 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, and I'll be back to you very shortly. Okay, this has been beating now for about 8 minutes, and you can see that the color's changed. It's no longer yellow. I hope you can see the difference with the lighting, but it's a much lighter shade, and it's really well mixed in here. Okay, so what I'm going to do next to this is I'm going to add my eggs. I'll go do the first one right now. I'm going to add 6 medium eggs, or 5 large eggs at a time. So I'm going to put the first one in here and turn this back on and let it start blending. This is a wonderful cake to serve. It's a really nice cake, but I like everything to get really well mixed. That's my first egg, my second egg, that's my third egg. That's my fourth. That's my fifth. And then my last one. Whoa. My hens were busy today. I've got I guess I got an extra yolk, which means this is going to be extra rich, okay? So I don't know whether you would count that as 7 eggs or 6.5 eggs. But anyhow, I'm going to let that blend for a few minutes. I want that to get all mixed up with the mix also. Okay. Now I'm going to start adding my dry ingredients. This mix does better if you have cake mix flour. I did not have cake mix flour. So what you can do to have cake mix flour, for every cup of flour that you use 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And that's the same thing as cake mix. So what I've got here is I've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and it has incorporated in there 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay, now we'll get a spoon to start putting some of this in there. And we'll put like 3 or 4 spoons at a time in there. At the same time, I've got 1 cup of milk, and I'm going to add about a third of the cup of the milk. And then we'll put that on and let that blend. I can keep on adding flour. Add a little bit more milk. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stop it and add the rest of my flour into it. Add the rest of my flour, and I'm going to add the rest of my milk. All right, at this point, I'm going to also put 1 teaspoon of baking powder in there. And all this will be in the recipe, okay, when you, at the bottom of the page. Put that in there. Now, you don't have to do this, but if I had pineapple extracts, which I usually do, I don't have today, I'm going to use orange. Instead of vanilla, I'm going to use orange, because it tastes more like a pineapple when you get it in the mix. So I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of orange extract in there. So the 2 little extra things I added at the end right here. I'll put this back down in here. Turn this on slowly so it doesn't go crazy. And I've got this all beaten around, so I'm going to take it now and I'm going to scrape down the sides like I always tell you. This, you can tell this could be really a fluffy pound cake because the batter is just so light. Okay, I'm going to scrape all this off. Okay, and now let me take this off. And we'll actually remove this at this time. Okay, I had to go through a lot of extra things to bring this to y'all, but I wanted to bring it to you because, like I said, a lot of things in Mexico I cannot get that I have to improvise. So it's better if you have mashed pineapple, okay? I didn't have mashed pineapple. All I had was the tidbits of the round circles. So what I did is I took my can of tidbits, I put them in a bowl, I got my little blender, and I mashed these all up. And then I've got crushed pineapple. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually add my crushed pineapple into my mix right here. And the other thing I want to tell you, after you open the can or after you do this, you want to make sure that you drain it really, really well. That's really important. So give me a second to get a spoon and I'll be right back. Okay, I went and got my big wooden spoon here, and then we'll stir this all up, stir the pineapple all in here. This batter is just so rich and creamy, and the pineapple is just, Okay, now I've got my bundt pan, and as I always do, I've cut a piece of parchment paper for the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the whole thing. Make sure I get this outside circle done too. This is going to be a nice treat for later on. I'll put my parchment paper back in there because you see all the videos I make, when I do this, they all just fall right out. Okay. Now I'm going to start filling I might have enough to make 2 cakes here. Oh, this smells incredibly good. Yeah, I'm gonna have enough to make another whole cake. I forgot that when I made this, I usually made it with my big pan instead of this one. My oven is set at 325, and this is going to bake for about an hour and 15 minutes, but I would suggest at about 50 minutes you check it because everybody's oven is different, okay? And yours might cook faster or slower, okay? I'm going to shake this around a few times, get the bubbles out, and I'm going to put it in the oven, and I'll be back to you when it's done. Our pineapple pound cake is out of the stove, and it's been cooling about a half an hour, and it looks just absolutely beautiful. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a real simple glaze to put on it. I've got a half a stick of Philadelphia cream cheese. It's at room temperature, or you could use one of those small little boxes. I'm going to push it around a little bit, and I've got some just regular powdered sugar or glass sugar. I'm going to start off with about a half a cup. Put this in here and mix this around with it. I'll get this mixed really good with the sugar. And when I was fixing the pineapple earlier, I didn't throw away the juice. I saved the juice because I knew that I wanted a little bit of the pineapple juice to put in here for part of my glaze. Boy, this smells good with the pineapple juice. I'm gonna put a little bit more. Be really careful because it goes a long ways when you put the juice or the powdered sugar. It doesn't take much to soften it up. And you got the Philadelphia cream cheese here. I'm gonna add a little bit more because I want a little bit more glaze than what I've got. So I'm gonna stir this around a little bit. Add a little bit more juice, and that should be it once I get this stirred up. Okay, I've got my glaze all mixed up here, and we'll take little pieces of it and I'm going to put it on the ends and let it fall down by itself. Put some on the ends here and it'll drip down by itself. Then we'll take the rest of it and we'll spread it on the top. And there is our glazed pineapple pound cake. Wow, that is going to be delicious. I hope you'll try this. It's a great, great flavor with the pineapple and everything in there. Thank you so much for following me on Facebook and subscribing to me on YouTube. Tell your friends about it. I've been getting more and more notes, people dropping me little notes, telling me things and telling me they're trying the different recipes and they liked it and giving me ideas, so I really appreciate it. I wish you were here to have a piece with me. This is Jim in Mexico. Know that I'm thinking about you. Thank you so much for letting me come in again. You're so cordial and so giving to let me come into your home all the time. Until next time, I'll see you really soon. Give yourself a great big hug and know it's for me. And God bless.